On this episode of Motown Breakdown, we're going to be doing host introductions, a little podcast summary of what we're going to be doing week after week. We're going to be going over the purpose of starting this podcast, recent game breakdowns for Lions, Pistons, Wings, recent news with the Tigers, future outlook, prospects, anything you can think of, really. And at the end, we'll close with a little betting segment, what we're going to be doing. And then we'll close with some projections for the year, where we think the boys are going. So here we go. Play the music.
The 1-0, swinging a fly ball, left field, it's deep, it's way back! The Tigers are going to the World Series! Detroit basketball!
Stafford takes, throws, end zone, Calvin, touchdown Detroit Lions!
Helm with it again. He's got some room. Lidstrom wide open. Scores! Red Wings win it 5-4 in overtime.
From the streets of the Motor City and Midtown to Greektown, this is the Motown Breakdown.
Welcome to episode 0 of Motown Breakdown. Boys, long time coming. Joe, how we doing?
Doing fantastic as always, bud.
Cal, how we doing?
I'm doing fantastic also. Here we are.
And I am doing excellent. I think some host introductions are in order here to start things off.
I mean, let's just keep it simple here. First off, just 3 good old boys here from local downriver. All went to the fantastic Central Michigan University. 2 aspiring professional hockey players, D3 hockey players. 1 beginner level C roller hockey player. And yeah, we can go from there. Who wants to start?
What's your name, bro?
You just said my name. You never said your name, bro.
All right, I'm your host. I'm your host, Jason Pischke. To my left, we have
Joe.
What's your full name?
Joe Peace. I thought you were going to keep fucking talking.
No.
Oh, you were in it. You were in it. I was letting you fucking go. Sorry.
All right.
I think you said most of what we needed to say.
Well,
no, that's what I'm saying.
To my left.
It's easy off the rip.
Right.
To my left, we have Joe Pizzo, the one and only. He's got one eye.
One good eye.
And in front of me, we've got the one and only Cal Jesko.
How's it going? Glad to be here, boys.
I am as well. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off reminiscing on the past a little bit. Then we're going to follow into what we're going to be doing week after week. And then we'll follow it up and close it out with a little projections for each of the teams. So let's get right into it. So most memorable Detroit sports moments you can remember. Joe, what do you think?
You know, if I take anybody else's,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry to hear that.
No, do it.
But obviously, we're going to go first off, Malice in the Palace. As a child, never seen anything like it. You're watching a normal basketball game. All of a sudden, players in the stands, fists are being thrown, parents are turning off the TV.
Beers are getting thrown.
Beers are thrown. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's on ESPN the next day. You're seeing it no matter what age you were at that time.
Did you watch that documentary about it?
I haven't yet, but I tell you what, when I was looking at the schedule and I saw them on there, when the Pistons were about to play them, I started sweating a little bit, just hoping it happened again.
Cal, you got one?
Yep. So I'm going to follow up with the old classic 2006 when Maglio Ordonez hit that home run in the bottom of the 9th inning to send the Tigers to the World Series.
That's on my sheet.
Don't remember.
2006 ALCS Game 4?
Yep. Isn't that the first time they went to the World Series, too, in like 30 years or whatever it was?
Oh, God. I don't know.
It was a very
I don't
long
remember.
time.
I know
I think
it was a
that's
crazy
why I made
moment.
it. Yeah, it was insane.
What do you remember about that day?
Just how excited I was that he hit that home run.
Do you remember where we were?
I do not remember where we were, to be honest.
We were in 6th grade. We were at a high school varsity game, just running around.
Yeah, playing football.
Yeah, and they stopped the game. Remember? They stopped.
No, I don't remember that.
They stopped the football game and they put the broadcast on over the speakers.
Oh my god!
When Maglio was at the plate. And
then really?
And then he hit the home run, and everyone just started going.
Was it like
apeshit.
a rewind of it? Like, oh, this just happened, or was it like a live broadcast?
I don't know if it was live.
2006. What do you expect?
I don't know. He had more details than I had in it. So
I'm sure it had happened like 5 minutes before that.
Yeah.
But that's what I remember about it. It was fucking wild.
Dang, I don't remember
your
that.
guys'
That's
was a
hype,
lot-
though. Jeez.
You guys was a
Yeah.
lot better than mine. I was sitting at
That's
home.
why I had it on my list because of where we were.
Okay.
Sitting
Oh, I just
there.
had it because it was like, one of the better sports moments we actually had here in Detroit. And
Yeah.
because, ever since then, there really hasn't been much. So,
Yeah, what the fuck? Why are you guys doing such fun stuff? I remember sitting at home and my grandparents were like watching me. My grandpa's sitting there yelling at my hamster, calling it a rat, and he's going to kill it. And all of a sudden, he just fucking bombs it out of here, and we're going to the World Series.
That was, yeah.
So, two totally different stories. But
I was having a normal childhood in the meantime.
yeah, apparently.
yeah,
apparently.
no kidding.
Do you guys have any more?
I had one more. I mean, unless you guys want to share one of yours.
Dude, I have the 2002 Stanley Cup win for the Wings. I just remember nothing. I was just at home with me and my dad were watching it. He brought out that mock Stanley Cup or whatever that we got.
Oh, yeah,
I was
yeah.
just walking around with it. But dude, listen to this. I just want to reminisce on the early 2000s Detroit sports for a second. Listen to some of the guys we had. Datsuk, Yzerman, Draper, Shanahan, Lidstrom, Chelios, Hasek, Larionov, Zetterberg, Brett Hall, McCarty, Fedorov. I mean,
Shanahan.
I said Shanahan.
Oh, he said, my bad.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even the full lineup. That's just that. I mean,
That's just all Hall of Famers right there.
yeah, and that's like right in the midst of my childhood where I was just taking Detroit sports for granted.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, I mean, they were good year after year, so you didn't really know anything else.
Yeah. All right, you said you had another one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just go off pretty much that, except it was the 2008 Stanley Cup championship. I remember we were in your basement there, and what was that, 7th grade, I think it was. And, yep, same thing. There was a 1-goal game. Last minute, we were all standing around. You had your Detroit Red Wings pillow. We were all holding on to it and just hoping and praying that they'd pull it
I
off.
don't remember that at all.
Okay, well, let's see. We both don't remember stuff. But, yeah, we were all sitting there holding the pillow together, and they held them off and ended up winning the cup. So
Who'd they play that year? Was it
Pittsburgh.
Oh, it was Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they won against Pittsburgh. So, and that was the last championship, that we've lived through. So,
Was Crosby's on that team,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, Crosby was on that team.
Yeah,
Wow.
the 2000s were good. I mean, can't forget about the Pistons either,
Do you have any more?
That was what,
Oh,
2004?
I'm getting to the. Oh,
2000 I think 2004.
I'm going to end
Yeah.
with the Pistons
You're
here.
going on with them? I was about to say, I was like, yeah, lots going on. Early 2000s now.
Nothing.
Still good times, just not great
Yeah,
times.
the early 2000s Detroit sports was, I mean, that's where I want to be back at, obviously, and I feel like that's where we're headed.
We're getting there.
Anyways, early 2000s Detroit sports. Listen to this: the Pistons during that time, from 2001 to 2008, they had a record of 384 and 190 for a 667 win percentage. They went to the conference finals every single year, and they won it in 03-04. Isn't that's insane when I saw that. Another crazy thing, they had 3 different coaches in that time span.
In that 7-year period that they kept winning.
And they still went to the conference finals
my
every
God.
single year. Yeah. So I saw that. I was like,
That's
holy-
nuts.
I bet you didn't know that, Joe.
I didn't. I knew they were good.
I'm just shocked they only won 1 championship out of all that.
I know. Yeah, they went to the conference finals every single year.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we were still a little young and not that much into basketball, so.
No. I definitely didn't. If I didn't appreciate the Wings or the Tigers during that span, I definitely didn't appreciate the Pistons.
Absolutely not.
You got anything else, Joe?
No, I think you guys hit most of the ones I was thinking of.
I mean, I have another one too, but I mean, we obviously were way too young to even remember it live. But I just always think the 1997 Red Wings Avalanche brawl
Oh, yeah.
is just an top-notch, memorable
Oh,
Detroit
yeah.
sports moment of all time.
Oh, that's not even Detroit. That's
Yeah.
just professional sports moment in general.
yeah, unreal.
That's just iconic.
Yeah,
that's-
still find that video on Facebook or Instagram every time. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it.
Hey, did you watch that documentary, Joe?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did. What do you think? I'm not going to watch that?
I mean, you didn't watch the other one, so just wondering.
I will say the list that I had, I misread what we were going to do, and I had my favorite Detroit moments since I'm down there all the time, and maybe it's like a second place prize, participation award.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, nice and rainy out, walking to get breakfast. Bunch of old people get off a bus, taking pictures of whatever's downtown, all the tall buildings, everything else. Look over to my left. Dude's in a 3-point stance. Tries to tackle this stop sign. And he's just wrestling this thing. It's him versus the sign. And these people don't even acknowledge him. Get back on the bus, keep going. I'm sitting there with like a 10 a.m. Coney dog, just in shock.
What time? Oh, you said 10 a.m.?
Yeah, this was like very early in the morning.
Is this guy on something or just
Could just
him. Got in a mood
and
and
we don't know.
Stop sign gave him a weird look and
Just wanted to tackle that thing?
Just looked at him wrong.
Was he with anybody?
No.
Was this recently?
No, this was before the vid.
Did you say he was homeless?
He could have been. I can't see that far.
He had, he
That's
had
true.
to have been.
Probably.
Yeah, I guess your eyes aren't that good.
No, they are not.
Was that it?
That is it.
All right. Wow, those are more than I was expecting here. All right, so anyways, for those of you that are still tuning in, what we're going to be doing for this podcast, we kind of talked about it in the intro. We're going to be going over game breakdowns once a week for each team. We're going to be going over the recent news, how our prospects are looking, farm teams, what the future's looking like, all the good stuff. And we, whatever you want to say, the purpose of starting this, I think, is because I think when all's said and done in like 10 years, I hope, 8, 10 years, whatever, we can look back at 2022 and say that was the year that each team flipped the script. You know what I mean? Like from the Lions getting the new GM to and whatever track they're on. I thought they were on a better track, but we'll save that for later. The Pistons, obviously they played last night. They looked fucking great. The Tigers hiring Scott Harris. The Wings are the Wings. With Yzerman and our rookies and all that. I think we're going to be able to look back in 10 years and say this was the year. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, we all knew that, especially, I mean, pretty much all 4 of our teams were going to go, into a huge rebuild for all the teams, and it was going to be a long process. And, finally, for most of these teams, it's starting to look like it's the beginning process, and it's actually working out. We're starting to trust the process. The Wings are starting to look good. The Pistons, some of their early draft picks are starting to look like they have very high potential. So.
And we have competent adults in the front office.
Right,
finally,
and that's a huge
thing. For a
thing.
majority of our teams here.
Yeah, so I feel like there is definitely some hope here, and this is the first time, I've felt this in however many years, 5, 10 years, so I'm with you on it.
At least. Joe, any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think you guys really hit it real well. We have the right bodies in the right place right now. It's just a matter of if we can really, excel when it comes to the players and everything else.
Yeah. Yep, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we shall see.
Anyways, other than that, another segment we'll be doing throughout the week is a betting segment. We're going to what should we call it? I think we're going to call it the bet slip. We're going to do the bet slip.
I like it.
So what's going to happen is each host is going to come ready with 3 bets, ready to talk about, sports bets, whether it be ping pong, lacrosse, water polo. 3 bets that you're ready to talk about, and we're each going to have 1 lock, which we're going to have for the pod parlay pick for each host, which we'll combine for a 3-leg parlay, and we're going to keep records. We're going to keep individual records. We're going to keep the parlay records, and we're going to track them. We're going to see who knows what the fuck they're doing. But, anyways, anything on that? Joe? Sharp?
Sharp better, Joe.
What?
You're sharp.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're going to have the best record, I already know.
Yeah, I'm going to go like 210-0.
That's a damn good record. All right, so do we want to close it out with this intro, with episode 0? Intro episode, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do some Wings, Pistons, and Lions season projections. Joe, you want to start?
I like it.
Yeah, I can start. My bad.
Who do you want to start with? Lions?
I don't want to talk about the Lions.
Well, we got it.
Well, too bad.
Sore subject. Very sore subject.
It is. That's why I want to get this over with.
Yeah, we had a bye week, Had
That's
some
what I'm saying.
time to
Bye week,
reflect
we're
about
good.
it.
I had
It's a new
probably
season.
the best weekend I've had in weeks.
It was incredible. I could take a deep breath and just watch football.
They make sober October so hard when I have to sit and watch them. The good news is, what I will say is they've been close in every game. Don't get me wrong. Being close in a game isn't a win.
But isn't that the most frustrating part? That's the most frustrating part to me.
I don't know. I feel like they've been close, but also like they really have. They've been like so far behind, and then they make it close last minute. But really, they never really had a chance to win the games. Like the Seahawks game, Eagles game, they were so far behind, and like they came back and made it like a 1-score game, but they were never.
Yeah, I mean, but what I will say is it's baby steps. We're looking for baby steps here. We're seeing them score over 30 points.
Yeah.
We're seeing this offense go. We knew the offense was going to be good. We knew the defense was going to be a little shaky, and we can see that.
That's true.
Yep.
I'm actually happy to see Jared, whip that ball around. I was a little
He's
worried
looking
after
good.
that trade.
He's looking real good.
I was a little worried after that trade when he came over and we weren't seeing it. And then Freddie Matty was doing so well. But, this year, Rams aren't looking that good. I think we did all right.
Decent pick.
So do you have a projection for the record? What do you think? Where do you think the Lions are going to end at the end of the year?
Probably I hate to say it, where are they at now? Are they last now?
They're 1-4. They're 1-4. Yeah, they're 1-4 right now.
I think they are in last. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in last in the NFC North.
They're in last in the NFC North. I haven't looked directly at the schedule yet, but I just hope to God they can squeak out, let's say, 3 more wins.
So you're saying 4-13?
4-13 is safe. We'd say what? 6-11.
Okay.
I mean, their over under was 5.5 to start the year. So,
what we're seeing now is
you're probably not far off.
I'd definitely stick towards that under, but we love to see it go over.
We would love to do that.
Kale, do you have anything?
Yep. Kind of what Joey said. I think I'm a little more pessimistic about them after I've seen them the past couple games. I have them at I'm going to say 4 wins. I was going to say 3, but I think they'll squeak out. They always beat that one team that you think is just going to come in and dominate them. They always somehow squeak out one of those wins. So I'm going to put them on 4 of the year just because of how bad our defense is. And, we've had so many injuries in the secondary and all that. So it's not going to get any better anytime soon. So I just don't see how we're going to stop teams enough to get more than 4 wins.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that's the truth. I have them at 5-12. I have them beating Chicago twice, and then I have them beating the Panthers because they're in shambles.
Bad.
And then I have them squeaking out one between either Jacksonville or Jets. You take your pick.
Yep.
So that lands them at 5-12, and they're going to finish last in the NFC North.
Yep.
That is not what I thought they were going to end up at the beginning of the year.
Mm-mm.
I thought they were going to be in the graphic at the end of the year in terms of playoff contention, searching for a playoff spot. I thought they were going to be in that conversation. I don't need that.
Yeah, honestly, after Hard Knocks and even after the first game, I thought they looked, and the first and the second game, they looked pretty good. I thought, you know what? The NFC North is down a little bit this year. I didn't think they were going to win the division, but I thought they would, at least give themselves a shot to have a chance to. Now they're so far out of it. Yeah.
Because at least 2 of the games, if they were just able to make 1 or 2 stops on defense.
Yeah, we could be 3-2.
Easily. Especially against the Seahawks, that game.
Yeah.
Dude, they didn't punt once. They scored on every possession. If you could have just stopped them once, maybe twice, that's a W.
And I feel like even that would change the whole landscape of how we and everybody in the city kind of sees the Lions. Just, one of those stops could have made 1 win.
Yeah, good teams are able to finish those.
Yep, and that's what. Yeah, it comes down to close games, and it doesn't seem like we can finish close games.
Unfortunately, we're not a good team.
Not yet.
Anyways, I want to move on because they suck, and I don't like talking about them right now. Let's go to the Pistons. I have the Pistons. Now, they played last night. They looked pretty good. now they've played one game. I have them around. I don't know. I don't have them at a specific record, but I have them around a 5.25 win percentage, and they're at
over 500.
Yeah, just over 500, and they're playing in a playing game for the 7-8 seed for a playoff spot. Because they look good right now, but I think we're gonna the rookies looked really good, but I think we're such a young team, dude. We have zero experience on the roster. So I think that's going to kill us, midway through the season. I think we're going to start off hot, and then we're just going to flatten out. Whereas teams with experience, they're just going to keep getting better and better. Where we're going to stay stagnant, kind of like what happened to the Wings last year. Mm-hmm. They were at their best game one, and they never went anywhere.
Yeah. They did play the Magic, which the Magic are a bottom end team too. So we do have such a young team. You really don't know how good these kids are quite yet until they get some more games. And I have them a little bit lower. I have them coming in probably around I think they missed playoffs completely. I'm going to say coming in around the 12 to 13 spot in the Eastern Conference. I think I know it sounds a little rough, but they're all so young, and Eastern Conference is pretty good. So. Like you said, it's a long year, and there's a lot to learn and get in the routine and all that. And so I think, just down the stretch, it's going to be tough to continually play night in and night out, especially being this young. Yeah. But I think their potential in the future is extremely bright. And you know what? I think next year they can be fighting for that playoff spot and making a run for it. But I just think they're too young. Their core is too young. It's going to take definitely a lot of experience to, I think, jump up into a playoff spot. But we'll see. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Joe, what's your take?
Yeah, we're taking the optimistic route here. We're hoping they're going to make the playoffs because they will.
I like it.
Hey, we're riding behind them. Like I said, that game I watched, one game, all in. Watch Hard Knocks.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
All in.
Yeah, you watch Hard Knocks, you're all in. Now you just projected the Lions, at best case, to be 6-11 at the end of the year.
Let me live this fairy tale while I can. Thank you, Jay.
Anyways.
But yeah, like we were talking about, we have a young team. Is it going to be their year this year? Probably not. I think it's going to be, middle of the pack. Hopefully squeak our way in somewhere in the playoffs there. I don't know if we'll go much farther than the first round. But with the young people we have and who we've been putting around Cade, I think we have a really good shot. Again, that is if everyone can stay healthy this year.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, agreed. That's with any team. Hopefully a team that made playoffs last year, a couple teams just take a dump in the East.
Yeah.
So that we might be able to slide in. All right, well, we're all over the board on the Pistons. I have them squeaking in the playoffs. Joe has them as a lock to make the playoffs, pretty much a top 4 team in the East. And Cal has them completely missing the playoffs at the 13th best team in the East. So we're pretty much all over the board there.
We'll see how it goes. Honestly, I could see all 3 of those outcomes happening. So,
well, probably.
One of us will be right here.
All right, let's go to the Wings. We'll close it out with the Wings. I think the Wings are a 45-win team this year. They had, I think, 39 last year, or 38, something like that. It kills me to say this. I think a 45-win team's a winning record. So, but I think they're going to miss the playoffs, even if they have a winning record. And here's why. Each Eastern Conference playoff team last year had at least 100 points. That's more than 45 wins. So, and I don't look at the Eastern Conference, and especially the teams that made playoffs last year, and tell me a team that's worse. 1, 2,
Florida.
Sorry. Yeah, but still, dude. Who did they lose?
Their entire defensive core.
Okay, but they still have their offense.
That's true.
That was a lot of their game.
That's
Plus,
true.
Ekblad's coming back.
Not for a while, but yeah. Eventually.
Also, our division is probably the best in the entire league, top to bottom. Like the worst team is Montreal. Other than that, every team is you can argue can be fighting for a wild card spot at the minimum in our division. And I ask you again to look at the teams in our division and tell me one that's bad. Can't find one. So, kills me to say it, but I think the Wings are going to be better than last year. They're going to have a winning record, but I think they're still going to miss the playoffs, which sucks.
I'm right there with you. I kind of initially thought they could squeak into a wild card there. But with losing Bertuzzi for a good month to 2 months, and now Verana out for who knows how long, I mean, they still looked really good. I think they'll be fighting for a playoff spot all year long. But I'm with you. I think they're going to fall a little bit short at the end. I think they I mean, we're still a young team, so I think just some more experience and like you said, every team in the Eastern Conference is unreal. So I mean, who are we going to replace in playoffs out of anybody that made it last year?
Yep.
That's going to be the toughest part.
Division games this year for the Wings are going to be absolutely key.
They're huge. It's going to be the games that we should win. We have to win. The Canadians, the Coyotes, the Kraken, like whoever we play that we should win needs to be wins for us to have any chance of making it. But I'm with you. I think they fall just short this year. But once again, things are looking super bright.
Yeah. God damn, dude, that kills me.
I know it sucks. I have them at probably like a 10 seed for in the East, or just miss it by a couple spots.
Yeah, I mean, they were talking about them being like a lot of sources you read, online. We're talking real big about how there's a good chance that they're not going to make the playoffs, but they also are saying don't sleep on them. I mean, there's a chance they can barely get in.
Yeah.
But this is before like Bertuzzi got hurt and all this other stuff. So
by all means, they could make the play. Like they could go on a run. Like they could go on a couple runs throughout the year and then make the playoffs. But as far as like if I had to guess, my best guess would be that they're just going to miss it just because of the sheer talent in the East. But anyways.
If they made the playoffs, I would not be surprised. Like, I can see it happening just as easily as them not making the playoffs.
Definitely don't sleep on them, though, dude.
No. They looked good. We went to the game earlier this week, and they looked good.
Yeah,
they looked fast. They looked the part.
Yep.
Something's brewing.
Dude, how fucking tall is that guy?
He is 6'8".
I can't think of the name.
Oh, Soderblom?
Yeah.
He's 6'8", off skates.
I sat row 2,
I think
2 weeks ago.
I think you're right, 6'8".
And like obviously everyone looks taller in skates. They're flying around. Look like a giant out there.
Yeah, I mean you could just compare him to the other players on the ice,
That's
and he looks
saying.
like it makes everybody else look tiny.
He's 6'8", off skates. So he's over. He's right around 7
Maybe
foot
a little
on
under
skates.
7 foot, but right around there, yeah.
Just imagine.
He's a monster.
Stepping on the ice and you got that big motherfucker coming at you.
Dude,
I can't.
Dude, he's a tank.
Yeah.
Like his arms are probably almost as big as you. That's how long they are.
I'm sweating.
Anyways, do you have anything else on the Wings, Joe?
No.
You just want to make a comment on how big that dude is?
Dude, unreal.
Yeah, he's huge.
Do you have them making the playoffs?
Did you not listen to anything that I said?
Oh, I thought you said that you read that somebody could see them making the playoffs.
Just in
Do
general,
you think they are?
Do
you
I
think they
will?
are? Yeah, I want to hear what you think.
I am gonna say hopefully would say yes, but this year I'm gonna say no. Still too young. We got to see what the injuries are. I mean, we got a few already. Season's barely started. I have a feeling a lot more are gonna go as well. I'd put a bet down Larkin's gonna get hurt this year again.
That's a good bet.
Yep. So
it's a real good bet.
That's what I'm saying.
It'll be something weird too.
Yeah.
It'll be like, God, I don't even know.
Bent toenail.
It'll be like it'll
Like
be like
a
a scalp. It'll be like a scalp injury, like he just randomly got like 9 staples in his head or something. And he'll be out for 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he always.
It's always something weird. Like last year, he had
injuries.
that abdominal injury. God, what are we doing? Too many sit-ups? All right. Anything else from any of the boys?
No, I just say if you guys are, keep tuning in week after week, we're going to obviously talk serious about some sports here, but I mean, don't sleep on us talking about whatever. I mean, I guarantee when we talk about bets, I'm going to get flamed.
Yes.
Every week.
Yes, you will, because I already know the pod parlay is going to go 2-1 every week. We're going to have 1-0 on the pod parlay is not going to hit because of one guy, and he's sitting to my left.
Sitting across me, it's Cal.
So you will get
I don't
flamed.
know. We'll see. Hey, you never know. Sometimes Joey pulls out some crazy bets and they actually work. So we'll see.
Dude, there's nothing like getting up and texting the boys at like 9 a.m. about some like across the world hockey that's going on at about 9, 10 a.m.
Well, I mean, we have to ride whatever you come in here with, so
Oh, I know.
I'm relying on you. We're going to find out on Sunday.
Yeah, you're going to
We need to
find
start
out
off
on
hot.
Sunday.
We need to start off hot. We have probably -2 listeners, dude. We need to start off real hot. We can't afford to lose any, man.
Or just be really bad to where everybody could just fade you and make a ton of money doing that too. So
Hey, that's a good angle.
either way, doesn't matter.
It's a great angle.
We'll see what this brings week by week.
All
That's
right.
all I had.
Kale, anything before we close this
I
out?
think the future's bright. That's the main purpose of this all.
Future is definitely bright. You are spot on with the purpose of this. All right. So we'll close it out there. That has been episode 0 of Motown Breakdown. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.